Are you serious? Are you serious? All right, breaking news. There has been a shooting at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. I've waited an hour before even doing this video because there was so much confusion on what might have actually been happening. I thought, well, within an hour we can get a more clear picture. I'm no more convinced of what happened than I was an hour ago. Let me give you an idea. MSNBC, with Brian Williams, is reporting that a man tried to enter the Capitol through a garage area, pull out a gun, and thus was shot by Capitol Police. And they're saying fragments from that shooting injured another individual, a tourist, there at the Capitol. That's what MSNBC is reporting. This is what the Daily Beast is reporting. U.S. Capitol shooting, gunman captured, officer injured. Not tourist, officer injured. All right? But this is what CBS News is reporting. 2 tourists injured, gunman shot in Capitol Visitor Center shooting. So 2 tourists are injured and the gunman shot, according to CBS. The Daily Beast, gunman is shot and captured, officer is injured. Gunman's captured, officer injured. MSNBC, gunman is shot, 1 tourist is injured. All right, so we don't know exactly. Now, who's the shooter? We don't know. Always the first thing is what is their name. That a lot of times can kind of set the course of whether this is a domestic dispute or a terrorist attack. Okay, if you can get the name of the shooter, that kind of helps you at least get one direction potentially you may go. Or was this a protester angry at the Congress for doing nothing forever? Or was this somebody mentally ill? Now, the police are starting to say that it's someone they know. At least MSNBC is saying it. Here's what the Daily Beast is reporting. Gunfire rattled the Capitol Hill when a police officer shot a gunman inside the U.S. Capitol Visitor Center this afternoon, about an hour ago. At approximately 2:40 p.m., an unknown male with a gun entered the visitor center below the Capitol grounds. According to multiple reports, the gunman began to draw his weapon when police fired at him. Now, the Capitol Sergeant at Arms said the gunman has been caught and that a U.S. Capitol police officer was shot, but not seriously. So that's according to the U.S. Capitol, that the gunman had been captured and an officer had been shot. But let's read the CBS account. CBS News' Chris Van Cleve reports that 2 tourists were injured from a bullet ricocheting. The male shooter was shot by police and is in custody. An early report said the Capitol Police officer was shot, but that was erroneous. So they're saying the Daily Beast is wrong. The D.C. Police Department said there is no active threat to the public. There has been an isolated incident at the U.S. Capitol. There's no active threat to the public, according to the department, and they tweeted that. Now, the event unfolded with Congress on recess and lawmakers back in their districts. The White House was briefly put on lockdown, but that was soon lifted. A notification was sent to the Senate offices, said no further suspects appear to be at large, and most Capitol Hill buildings were later reopened for business. The shooting occurred in the visitor center of the sprawling Capitol complex. Staffers, reporters, and others were told to take shelter in place while the incident was being investigated. So, we have 3 different accounts. Was an officer shot? Was it 1 tourist injured? Was it 2 tourists injured? The gunman apparently was shot. We've seen what apparently was the gunman being taken away in an ambulance away from the Capitol. Now, this all happens the day after a massive explosion by radical Islamic Muslim militants, the Taliban, on an Easter Sunday celebration in Lahore, Pakistan, where a suicide explosion kills 72 and injures 300 mostly Christians, women and children primarily, in a park in Pakistan. Yet Andrea Mitchell is reporting for MSNBC that although it was a Muslim organization, the Taliban, that takes credit, you can't say it was an attack on Christians because a few Muslims were injured also. No, they said that's what it was. And it was an Easter celebration in an open park. It's obvious that it was radical Islamists, again, attacking Christians. And oh, by the way, don't forget, there was a Catholic priest on Good Friday crucified by ISIS in Yemen. Crucified on Good Friday. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. The Bible said, because iniquity abound, the love of many would wax cold.